Happy Monday, everyone. It's Monday, September 29th. We're almost done with the month of September. We've got quite a few things going on this week, so let's go ahead and jump right on into the announcements. Alrighty, for the month of September, remember our character word of the month is responsibility, but after Tuesday, we're going to be in a new month, and that new month is October, so our word for October is self-control. So you're probably asking yourself, what is self-control? Well, self-control is the thinking skill that helps you to keep control of your emotions when you're frustrated, to think before you act, and to stop yourself from doing something that you might regret later. So our character strategy of the month is to keep negative opinions to yourself. So that's part of self-control, is when you think something, but you keep it to yourself and you don't say it out loud. You're controlling yourself because you're not repeating what you want to say. You're thinking before you act. And I love the picture of the fox right here because it says, I can't control anyone else, but I can control myself. We'll be talking more about self-control this month, so that is our character word. We haven't had to have this slide up for a while, but we've got a field trip this week. So TK, AM, and PM, they're going to be going to the library on Thursday. So have fun, TK. There's a few other field trips coming up this month, so be sure to get your permission slips turned in and signed before the deadlines, because we don't want you to stay here. We want you to go and have fun on those field trips. In cross-country news, we had our first cross-country meet last Friday in Planada, and the students did great, and I'll have some updates about that. For this week, practices are on Tuesday and Thursday. Remember to meet in room 34 at 2:30. The next meet will be at Winton on Friday, so cross-country students will be leaving early on Friday to go to their next meet in Winton. So good luck to those foxes. And speaking of those foxes, here are some pictures to share from their meet on Friday. We had an amazing turnout. The students showed great sportsmanship and they just did great. And we even came home with a few medals. So congratulations to Jesse, Santiago, and Sahadi. And we also had a few students who were so close, and we know when they get to their next meets, we're going to be coming home with more medals. So keep up the great work, everyone, and let's cheer them on Friday in Winton. We would also like to announce our poster challenge winner. So in first place was Riley from Miss Gunn's class. She has $100 to spend on Amazon. So congratulations, Riley. In second place, we have Crystal from Miss Morales' class, and she won $50 to spend on Amazon. So great work, Crystal. And then in third place, we have Aaliyah from Miss Soto's third grade class, and she won $25 to spend on Amazon. So congratulations to the three poster winners. And look at how amazing those posters look. Great job, ladies. You did amazing, and I hope you enjoy shopping. A quick reminder about bikes and scooters. Remember, all bikes and scooters should be walked from the gate to the garden area. Do not ride them on campus, okay? We want to make sure that everyone's being safe, but we've been having some students come out of the garden and they're riding their scooters or bikes on campus. Remember, ride your bikes or scooters outside of the gate to keep everyone in the gate nice and safe. Another reminder on Wednesday. Wednesday's a minimum day, so don't forget all kinder through fifth grade students will be released at 1:30, so remember to remind your families to pick you up on time. And then on Thursday is the 50th day of school. So to celebrate the 50th day of school, we're going to pretend like we're living in the 1950s, and our theme is Pink Ladies and T-Birds Stand Up for Kindness. So go home, ask your families what people dressed like in 1950, and on Thursday, come to school dressed as that. Also on Thursday, don't forget Student Council will be meeting with Miss Cecil in room 11, and that's at 8 a.m. So Student Council at 8 a.m., Executive Board, and all representatives meet in room 11 with Miss Cecil. And then on Friday, if you're not doing anything, there is a family movie night at Pioneer. So at Pioneer, the gates will open at 5:30. They're going to have concessions on site, so that means you can eat food and then bring a lawn chair, blankets, and you guys can enjoy the movie Frozen, because that's going to be the big play that we go to in March. So if you want something to do with your family, head on over to Pioneer for a Frozen family movie night. Next Tuesday is our big Pumpkin Festival day. So remember, we have our Pumpkin Fest all day where you get to go get a pumpkin and do some activities with your classmates. But at nighttime, you can come back and we're going to have our fall carnival. For those of you that were here last year, you know how fun that was, because you get to come dressed in your costume and you get to come do some fun things. So if you are planning on coming to the fall carnival, you're going to need to buy a wristband to come in, and it's going to be cash only at the door. So If you want to buy your wristbands early so you don't have to wait in line, guess what you can do? You can buy them this week in front of the office before or after school. So your parents can come. If they're dropping you off or picking you up, they can stop in front of the school and they can buy your wristbands ahead of time. So that way, instead of waiting in a long line to come in and get your wristband, you just walk in and show everybody your wristband and you are ready to go. So I highly recommend that you pre-buy your wristband for yourself and your family so that way you're ready to go for the carnival next week. So we can't wait to see you. So remember, wristbands, they're on sale early, so get them this week so that way you don't have to wait in line when you're in your costume and you're ready to play games and have fun. Also on sale this week are boograms. If there is somebody, a classmate, a teacher, or a staff member who you want to make feel a little special because they make you special, they make you feel special, this is the perfect chance for you to tell them that by sending them a boogram. So these are on sale outside of the office door, like in the back by Miss Gutierrez's office. You'll see a big table there and you'll see our student council representatives selling boograms. So I highly recommend you buy some. They're on sale this week. So this is fun to announce. Right now, we are looking for our Fox to Watch. So teachers, you can nominate a student to be our Fox to Watch. And how do you become a Fox to Watch? Well, become one of those students that we should always be watching because you are doing something positive. And we want everyone to watch you because they want them to be like you. You are what we call a role model students. Last year, we had some amazing Fox to Watch students that we recognized at Flagpole. And it was so amazing to see these students because they're still here and we're still watching them because they're still doing amazing things. So teachers, if you have any Fox to Watch nominations, they're going to be due November 7th. So let's see who our next Fox to Watch will be. Here's another quick reminder about playground games. Remember, no games should be played on the playground that involve hitting, tagging, or pushing. We're going to kindergarten classrooms, reminding them of the rules, but any games hitting, tagging, or pushing are not allowed. So if you have to have your hands on someone, find another game to play where you don't have to hit, tag, or push. And just another quick reminder to keep your hands and feet to yourselves at all time. Our bodies are our own personal space, and we went to kinder classes last week and we were teaching them about their personal bubble. So remember, if you have a student that's getting too close to you, you can say, I need some personal space. Please get out of my personal bubble, so that way they are leaving you alone. And remember, if you need to get somebody's attention, use your words, not your hands or your feet. And again, respect everyone's personal space so everyone feels safe. Remember, safe hands, safe feet means we have a safe school. And another reminder about the playground structure, remember to wait for supervision to enter, make sure you're wearing your proper shoes, and on hot days, students with pants will be allowed because we don't want your legs to get burned if you're wearing a skirt or shorts. And then remember to exit respectfully when your time is up. And then reminders for the hallway, use walking feet, quiet voices, leave classrooms and teachers alone if they didn't invite you to come in. And learning is happening everywhere on campus, so we shouldn't be wandering around. And then remember, if you're going to visit the nurse or the office, you must have a pass to visit. If you walk in without a pass, they're going to send you right back and say, find an adult to write you a pass, okay? So make sure that you have a pass before you go visit the nurse or the front office. And lunch recess, remember, you don't belong in the halls during your recesses. If you're hanging out by classrooms during this time, this could result in a referral. This is a safety issue because you need to stay where adults are supervising. And third grade, this reminder is mostly for you. And everyone, especially fifth grade, a couple of things to mention. When the bell rings, you need to stop playing and hold on to the ball. When the bell rings, you should be freezing. It's not that time to take that last shot. Remember, hold the ball when the bell rings. And also, no rough play if you're playing basketball or soccer or any other sports. And then if it doesn't belong to you, leave it alone. Responsibility also means leaving things at home. If you don't want anything to happen to your belongings, don't leave them on your backpack where people can see them. But we also need to be respectful, follow the golden rule, do unto others as you would like done to yourself. So no stealing, and make sure that you just leave things alone. And then for my last reminder, remember we are a no phone zone and smartwatches are just like cell phones. They should be off and out of sight so no one sees them. A lot of our teachers for our fourth grade students have amazing systems in their classroom where you turn your phone in. They keep it nice and safe for you. And then when it's time to go, you're able to grab it and go. But remember, when you grab your phone and go, it needs to be off and out of sight until you are outside of the gate. So make sure cell phones off, out of sight, and that goes for smartwatches as well. All right, now that we're done with all those announcements, we're ready to go on to live the creed. Remember, our goal is 7 certificates. Believe it or not, our assembly is next week. So I sense some big letter days this week so we can make sure our classes get there. We have 1 class to 6, and that's Miss Vu's class. So that shows me that we need some more big letter days. So there might be a few coming up this week. So make sure if there are those big letter days that you are not ruining it for your classmates, because we want to make sure that you go to those assemblies. And if you need to see where your class stands, here are the current standings. And for our Attendance Matters competition, we have only 1 day left for our challenge. So far it looks like 4th grade is going to be the winner. Remember, September is Attendance Awareness Month, and the winner will get an ice cream party. So let's see what happens. We have actually 2 days. We have Monday and Tuesday. So let's see where that goes. Everybody get here on time. Moving on to positive office referrals, we had 2 this week. Eric and Paulina from Mrs. Sanchez's class earned positive office referrals for showing kindness and respect for the substitute. They were role model students for the sub, and they completed all their assignments, and they always stayed on task. Sounds like these 2 students might be good nominees for Foxes to watch, because this is the kind of behavior teachers are looking for when they are looking for their next Fox to watch. All right, I had to move my video down a little bit so we could see these pictures. So far, we've had 12 classes earn Foxes on Time snow cone parties this trimester. Miss Ingram's class has already earned this twice. So here's Miss Ingram's class with Miss Charo's class celebrating. We also celebrated Mrs. Hillhouse's class and Mrs. Laura's class for Foxes on Time. We also celebrated Miss Vang and Mrs. Zhang's 5th grade classes. So for those classes that made it out to their Foxes on Time celebration, congratulations, keep up the great work. Let's get another certificate in. Let's try to do it before the trimester ends. Next up, we have a shout out from Miss Gunn. She wanted to give Rita a shout out because she earned 100% back fluency in reflex math. She has met the goal much earlier than expected. So great job, Rita. And speaking of reflex math, our reflex math showdown is on. We've heard that 1st through 5th grade students are competing to see which classes get the most green lights. Well, our 1st through 5th grade class trophies for reflex math are in. So which class in each grade level are going to get the most green lights for the trimester? I don't know, that's up to you. So will this trophy be in your class at the end of the trimester? Get those green lights, and then we'll see which classes get to hold on to these trophies. Teachers, if you would like to see these trophies, the pictures do not do them justice. Stop by 23A, check them out. They're amazing, and they will look great in your classrooms as long as your students are getting those green lights. All right, now it's time for kindness ticket winners. So let's go ahead and see who our kindness ticket winners will be. This is getting pretty full because we are at the end of the trimester. I mixed them up real good, and this is a blue ticket, and this is for Jinsu from Miss Morales' class. So Jinsu got a kindness ticket for being kind. And my next kindness ticket is a gold, and it's from Eveline Moran from Miss Laura's class, and she got one for being safe, responsible, respectful, and kind, and it was a gold ticket if I didn't say that. My next one is a blue, and this one goes to Damien G from Miss Vu's class for being safe, responsible, respectful, and kind. So Damien, Eveline, and Jinsu, congratulations. You'll get your bonus prize later on this week. And that leads us to our quote of the week. I thought it would be fun to kind of include a nice little cartoon right there because fall is coming up, and I love this cartoon, and it says Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. That doesn't necessarily mean he fell down. It means he took a nice walk with the fall leaves falling with his sweater. He cut a pumpkin, he's reading a book by the fire, and he's picking an apple. So that's how Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And then here's 2 of my favorite quotes. One is from one of my favorite books, Anne of Green Gables. And it says, I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers, and the trees are about to show us how beautiful it is to let go. And for birthday books, make sure to stop by the library to pick up your free birthday book from Miss McQuarrie or Miss Erica in the library. And a special birthday shout out to Miss Rhett, whose birthday is today, and she works in the cafeteria. And then also on Thursday, Miss Seychow's birthday is that day. So make sure you guys tell Miss Seychow happy birthday in 1st grade. And that's all I've got for you this week. So remember, have a great week, work hard, and remember, together we are Fox Strong. So let's go ahead and say the Fox Creed together. Are you ready? Let's put our foxes up. And here we go. To be a fox, repeat in your mind, be safe, be responsible, be respectful, and kind. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.